Hello, happy Friday. I usually post on Fridays. This Friday, it is about celebrities and politics. I've been looking around at some of these celebrities and what they're doing to endorse their candidates, and it's pretty interesting, I have to say. Also, meet my friend. His name is Franz van Candyhammer. Now, it's not Franz van Candyhammer, it's Franz van Candyhammer. And I'm very, very adamant about that. When anybody says Franz's name, it has to be said Franz. Anyway, we're going to get into the celebrity day. Overall, in celebrity land, we have it split pretty much down the middle. It's going to be a historical election no matter what. But we have Kid Rock in favor of Donald Trump. That kind of surprises me a little bit, but then again, it really doesn't. Stacey Dash, she's in support of Donald Trump, clueless actress. Roseanne Barr, a lot of people don't respect Roseanne Barr. She's got a big mouth, but she says what she feels. So, I mean, that's that. John Voight, Angelina Jolie's father. And then we have Scott Baio. He's also for Trump. Stephen Baldwin. Alec Baldwin does really good impressions of Trump on Saturday Night Live. I really appreciate those. But Stephen doesn't appreciate those apparently. Kirstie Alley, a lot of people don't like her. Apparently she has ties to Scientology, I think. But she is pretty much down the middle when she votes. Doesn't vote straight Democrat. She doesn't vote straight Republican. She's pretty much down the middle. And it's mostly people are voting for Donald Trump because he's not a politician, because he gets things done, because in 4 years he's gotten a lot done. He hasn't broken his promises, those kind of things. Which leads us to 50 Cent. 50 Cent, in my mind, is 25 Cent right now, because he got cut off at the fucking knees by Chelsea Handler. And we'll get into that in a minute. Joe Biden, we have Taylor Swift. That's a no-brainer. I like those cookies. They're pretty decent. Now, we know she's voting for Biden, and that's fine. But what she says is that the change we need most is to elect a president who recognizes that people of color deserve to feel safe and represented. She's not a person of color, so how does she know about that? And that women deserve the right to choose. She has every right to say about that. What happens to their bodies? Well, right now we do have that, and it doesn't seem to be being appealed. And that the LGBT, ABCD, community, I'm even laughing at myself about that. I can't with this community and what they're doing with all the additions and extra stuff. But she doesn't, as far as I know about that either. And we deserve to be acknowledged and included. Well, let me tell you a little story that I feel more included as an LGBT person than I have in my whole life. And to tell you the truth, it's more with the right than it is with the left. The left right now is shunning me, and I'm losing a whole bunch of Facebook friends because I have different views than them. But people on the right are like, hey, you're right. And this isn't recording. Yes, it is. So that's where I'm at. We got Jennifer Lawrence here. It's a foundation of our democracy and freedom. Trump doesn't represent her values as an American, and most importantly, as a human being. Now, I can understand and appreciate that comment because it's not hate. He doesn't represent her values as an American, and most importantly, as a human being. That's fine. But what I'd like to bring to attention is, does Biden really? Because I really like you to look into Biden and see if he does as well, because what he shows is awesome. What he tries to portray is awesome, but if you look at we get down to these this Saturday Night Live, she does a really good impression of Kamala Harris. It's so funny, but anyway, she's a Biden supporter, and it's actually pretty humorous to me that most of the Biden supporters are Biden supporters not because they believe that Biden is the right choice, but they feel like they have no choice, and they think Trump is ruining our country. I'm not really sure how, because whenever I ask people, I can't get a straight answer out of them. So we have, the Currys, they're Biden supporters, and we could go on and on and on. But most of the time, you're going to see a lot of support coming from Louis Dreyfus. We have Cher. You're going to see a lot of support coming for Biden, because if you outwardly support Trump, you are going to get canceled, and it sucks. So here we have a couple of celebrities that are really getting out of hand, though. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't know how they're getting away with this shit. Because if it were you or me, we'd be canceled in a fucking heartbeat. Crazy, it's crazy. So Chelsea Handler, let's start with this bitch. Chelsea Handler apparently is a 45-year-old comedian and a TV host. And apparently she's been with 50 Cent around the block a couple times, apparently. And she had to fucking remind 50 Cent that he was black. Comedian or not, man, that is ridiculous. That's got to be one of the most racist, ridiculous statements I've ever heard in my life. All you blonde hair, blue-eyed, white chicks need to stop telling black people how to vote and how they should think. Because to be honest with you, a lot of them are now thinking outside the box. And, you know, a whole race doesn't think the same way, Chelsea Handler. So take yourself out of the fucking 1920s and get your ass in 2020 and stop telling fucking 50 Cent who to fucking vote for. If he doesn't want to pay 62% of his fucking self in taxes, then let him fucking vote for Trump. He's going to be making all this money and giving half of it away to people that are not doing anything. I don't fucking blame him. I wouldn't want to either. You know, the one thing that I think was fucking extremely funny about the Chelsea Handler thing is that she said she'd give 50 another spin if he would take back and denounce his Trump support. She'd also pay his taxes. If that's not trying to buy a vote, I'm not fucking sure what is. She said it on national television, and nobody's doing anything about this. I don't really care how much money you have. That shit's just wrong. And all these celebrities with all this money, things are a little fishy up in Hollywood, hey? That's what I'm hearing. But we're not here to get into all the rest of that. I'm just talking about Hollywood and politics now. So let's get off Chelsea, because apparently 50 has. Listen, I can't with this shit. It's Jennifer fucking Aniston, okay? See this heart? Crack. In fucking half. Dagger in the motherfucking heart, Jennifer Aniston. Listen, Kanye West may not have it all together, but Kanye West knows that he doesn't want to be on the Democratic plantation anymore. Talk to a few black Republicans and they'll tell you what that means. I had to look into it too. Slam on Kanye. Don't vote for him. It's not funny. Well, guess what? Kanye said, yo, Friends wasn't that funny either. It's been deleted, but I don't blame him. That's bullshit. You don't fucking tell people who to vote for. Didn't your parents teach you any kind of sacredness about your vote and how those values are and why they were held so close? Well, mine did. And this year it clicked in really hard for me. And I wonder why that is, guys. I really do. Alyssa Milano, man. This bitch right here. Look. Choose between America and Trump. You can't love both. Alyssa Milano, I'm speaking directly to you right now. And I seriously hope that you get linked to this in some sort of way. Because I want to ask you this. How do you endorse the Me Too movement and also Joe Biden? Why don't you ask Tara Reid about that one? Okay? So fuck off. You can fuck all the way off with your ass. By the way, Charmed was awesome. You were just a small part of how awesome it was, but Charmed was pretty awesome. In more positive celebrity news, at least Kanye gets it. You know, he needs direction. And I believe the direction that he's going towards is the direction of Cube and Wayne. Because Ice Cube and Lil Wayne have both met with the party. Well, Ice Cube went to both parties. And Biden's party camp said, sounds great. We'll take a look at it after the election. And Trump's camp said, this looks awesome. Let's put it into the plan now. Well, guess who freaking is getting called out now for meeting with President Trump? Lil Wayne. Guess who doesn't give a fuck? Lil fucking Wayne. He doesn't care. Why? Because he thinks outside the box. He understands. He reads and listens to things on both sides of the view so he can get his own view where his own view needs to be. And guess what? He's not a stupid fucking guy. He's not a fucking gazillionaire for no reason. He walked away from the man who tried to make him because he was stealing all his money and did it for him fucking self. He's not a stupid guy. So tell me, when Trump said, absolutely, let's do it now, and Biden's camp said, sounds great, let's talk later, who's actually looking to resolve racial divide? So when I look at all these celebrities that they're endorsing people, and I'm looking at the whys, the Trump whys are get shit done. He may not be the most eloquent man, and he's a narcissist, but he hasn't broken a campaign promise, and we're safe. And what I'm hearing about all the Biden supporters is not about Biden's character, because he's a fucking liar, but it's because they can't stand Trump's personality. Well, I can't fucking stand Trump's personality either. I don't know the man individually, but I can. Narcissist? Absolutely. Come on now. But let's get to brass fucking tacks. We have a choice to make. And if you're a celebrity and you're telling black people who to vote for, bitch, you're fucking racist. Come on now. The answer's clear to me. I can't wait to dive more into Hollywood because I'm getting really, really, really interested in everything that's being hidden right now. Dig it out. Let's go. Most important thing right now is, as I'm listening to Bieber in the background, it's never too late to say sorry. So if you have somebody that you want to say you're sorry to, especially over all this bullshit and political stuff, now's the time to do it. Tomorrow's not ever promised. So love the people that you love. And don't make it about who they're voting for.